All right, today we're learning how to play Exploding Kittens. This is a super fast-paced, high-stakes card game for 2 to 5 players. It's all about strategic suspense and a very, very simple goal. In this explainer, we're going to cover everything you need to know to get started. Okay, let's jump right in. The entire game boils down to this one kind of beautiful, kind of terrifying idea. You've got one job and one job only. Just don't explode. Everything else in the game, it's just a tool to help you do that. So yeah, let's talk about the goal. This isn't a game where you're trying to score points or collect sets of cards. Nope, it is purely about survival. To win, you just have to outlast everybody else. As other players get knocked out one by one, your whole objective is just to be the last person standing at the end. Okay, so before the chaos can really begin, we've got to set the stage. The setup is really quick, and it's designed to create the perfect amount of tension right from the start. So let's walk through it. First, just find and pull out all of the Exploding Kitten and Defuse cards. Set them aside for a sec. Second, you're going to deal 1 Defuse card to every single player. This is your lifeline. Seriously. Third, shuffle the rest of the deck and deal 7 more cards to everyone. So that gives you a starting hand of 8. Fourth, you're going to put the Exploding Kittens back into that deck. And finally, give it a really good shuffle and place it face down. And that's it. That's your draw pile. But wait, how many kittens do you actually add back in? Well, the rule is simple. It's always 1 fewer than the number of players. So if you've got 4 players, you put in 3 kittens. This little rule is what guarantees that only one person can possibly survive. So once the game's all set up, every player's turn follows the exact same 2-step rhythm. This is the core loop of the whole game, so you'll get used to it fast. On your turn, you start with a choice. You can play cards from your hand to do stuff, or you can play nothing at all. It's totally up to you. That's the player pass part. Then, after you're all done playing cards, you have to do one last thing to end your turn. You draw the top card from the draw pile, and you just hope for the best. And this, of course, this is the moment. This is what all that tension has been building towards. You reach for that card, you flip it over, and oh no, it's an Exploding Kitten. So, what now? Well, there are 2 ways this can go. If you don't have a Defuse card in your hand, you explode. You're out of the game. But if you do have a Defuse card, you get to survive. You play it immediately, and then you take that Exploding Kitten and you secretly place it back into the draw pile anywhere you want. Right on top for the next person, buried at the bottom, the choice is yours. And this, my friend, is where the mind games really begin. Right, so avoiding those explosions means you got to use your other cards well. Let's take a look at the key cards that make up your survival toolkit. We've talked about it, but it is worth saying again. The Defuse card is your single most valuable card. Its only job is to save you from an Exploding Kitten. You never ever want to be without one if you can help it. Then you've got the Nope card. This is so cool. It can stop another player's action, any action card. You can play it at any time, even when it's not your turn. You can even play a Nope on someone else's Nope. So yeah, this card gives you a ton of control, even when you're just waiting for your turn. The other action cards are your main tools. An attack card forces the next player to take 2 turns, which, doubles their risk of exploding. A skip lets you end your turn without drawing. Perfect if you're feeling nervous. See the Future lets you peek at the top 3 cards, which is huge. Shuffle, well, it shuffles the deck, maybe saving you from a known threat. And Favor lets you force an opponent to give you a card from their hand. Oh, and you can also play special combos. If you play any 2 matching cards, like 2 of the same cat card, you get to steal a random card from another player. If you play 3 matching cards, it's even better. You get to name a specific card, like Defuse, and if they have it, they have to give it to you. It's a great way to steal what you need. Okay, so you've set up the game, you've survived a few turns. Players are starting to explode left and right. How does this whole thing finally end? It's really simple. The game is over when only one person is left. Once every other player has been knocked out by an Exploding Kitten, that last player standing is the winner. That's it. All right, now that you know the rules, let's go over a couple quick strategic tips that'll give you an edge in your first game. First, try to save your best cards, like skips and attacks, for the end of the game. See, as the draw pile gets smaller, the chance of drawing a kitten gets way, way higher. That's when those cards are most powerful. Second, always kind of keep an eye on how many cards are left in that deck. It helps you figure out the odds. And finally, there's no limit to how many cards you can hold, so don't be afraid to hoard them. It can be a really good strategy. And that's it. That's everything you need to know to play Exploding Kittens. It's a game of strategy, a bit of luck, and knowing just when to push your luck. You're ready to play. Good luck, and try not to explode.